All right. Hey, everyone. So I have Rosemary here with me. She will introduce herself, but as you can see, she is a Black mom like me. And we're doing this series where I am interviewing Black mom yogis who I know. Like, I've either hung out with them, they've come to a yoga class. Like, I know these women, and I am thrilled to have Rosemary here with me today. So please introduce yourself.
My name is Rosemary. I am a first-time mom. I have a almost 11-month-old baby, and I am a yoga teacher. I teach kids yoga, and I am finishing up my certification for prenatal and mom and baby yoga. I actually got pregnant while I was doing the training, so I took a pause, and I do want to get back to that. But right now, I teach kids yoga, and that's been really fun. And that's that's something I do just a couple days a week. So I'm home with my baby most of the time, and then a couple hours of the week I go out and I teach little people yoga. And sometimes she comes with me, and it's a good time. It's busy, but it's really fun. It's really fun.
Yeah, and I commend you, Rosemary, for like doing bringing baby, and like I just think it's so beautiful. So like I think it's so beautiful that you teach kids yoga, and as you can see, everyone, like she's bright, like her shirt is bright, like she that loves
Thank
kids. And
you.
I think it is amazing that you are teaching yoga to the mommies and the babies, and kudos to you for getting more certification so you can serve in an even bigger way.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. So what does it mean to you practicing yoga as a Black mom?
So practicing yoga as a Black mom is, for one, a way to like recharge, a way to recharge because we're always pouring out so much, always giving, taking care of the household, taking care of spouses, ourselves, and being able to pour back into myself in some way. Sometimes it's just sitting and relaxing for a little bit after baby goes to sleep, just having a moment to, and then other times it's actually getting up, moving my body and practicing yoga and having that time with myself to just flow and get moving a little bit. Um, Being able to just have that as an outlet has been amazing. It's been awesome.
Yeah. And I want to emphasize what Rosemary said in the beginning. If you didn't catch already, she has an 11-month-old baby. So baby girl is not even a year yet. And you both are practicing yoga together. So I know the people have the question, how? Like, how do you find the time, one, to do yoga with your kid? And because I don't know if you guys caught this, she says she also does take her own time to practice yoga on her own. So please let the people know how do you do that?
So I will say I haven't like mastered setting like a specific time to set aside and do that. I kind of just go with, I feel like practicing some yoga. So sometimes we're just in her room playing on the floor and I'm like, I'm on the floor already, might as well. And of course she'll be crawling on me, crawling around me and, playing with her toys on me, but it's okay because she's getting exposed to practicing yoga as well. And I don't know if you've noticed how babies like to do downward dog
Yeah,
already. So
yes,
she's down there doing downward dog. She's practicing yoga already and doesn't even know. Maybe she does know. She might. But
yes.
being able to set that time when I'm with her, just take some time and practice while I'm already there on the floor. And then there's other times when she takes her nap or when she goes to bed for the night and I'm like, okay, today's been a long day. Let me decompress. Right before I go in the shower is the perfect time to go ahead and just practice right then. Sometimes I'll do like a little dance workout first, and then I'll go into practicing yoga because I enjoy moving my body. I think while I was pregnant, I wasn't at the end of the pregnancy, I was just too too full to
Yeah.
really like move like I was used to moving. And I was like, all I can do is just sit. I'll do chair yoga.
Yeah.
Now that I have, you know, I wouldn't say I have my old body back, but now that I have
Right.
the new body
Yeah.
that created life, I have this body and I'm getting used to how this body moves and how I'm able to work with what I have now and stretch, dance, and express myself in that way. So yeah, right before shower is my ideal time though, because it's like I'm able to just have some time alone. It's quiet. I don't hear baby for a little while. My husband knows that's my time for a little bit before we have dinner together. And I just take that moment to have my me time.
I love it. And what I hear you saying is that you're intuitive. And it makes sense because you're a yoga teacher, just like I am. So you're very intuitive and mindful of how your day is going. So even if it's quote unquote not perfect, like,
Right.
at the end of the day, okay, I had a long day. And like you said, I need to decompress. And you even are in that space where you're like, I'm going to ask my husband, my significant other, to help me. So in whatever capacity that is. And I just wanted to highlight that whole thing in itself because I feel like as moms, we one don't acknowledge like all the things we're doing in the sense of asking for help. Like a lot of us don't ask for help, especially as Black moms, we don't ask for help. So I really wanted to just highlight, like if this was a book, highlight, circle, underline that Rosemary asks her husband, ask the people around her for help, because a lot of us were just like, oh, I have to be this superwoman, and that's very detrimental. And thankfully, at least the corner of the internet that I am on, we were breaking away from
Yeah.
that strong Black woman. We're breaking away from that and becoming more soft. And becoming more soft means asking for help.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
As I was saying before we got on this call, I was saying I'll come over to my mom's house throughout the week on her days off and we'll hang out here. And one thing I am so grateful for is sometimes nap time, babies kind of fight nap. They know they're sleepy, but they want to play for a little while longer. And sometimes it's really nice being able to ask my mom, like, hey, do you want to put her down for a nap? And she's like, I would love to. And I'll sit here sometimes and I'll just finish my cup of tea, or I'll just sit here waiting until she comes out. And having that extra help is so nice. I mean, every day I'm not over here, so I don't always have that extra hand while my partner is out at work. But when I do have the hand, I'm more than happy to ask for help. I love asking for help. And I love being able to extend help as well. I was sharing with my husband a couple of weeks ago. I rented the car. I went out with my mom and I rented the car, and she was inside of the establishment with the baby. I rented the car for something and I saw another mom struggling. She was holding the baby in one hand and had a car seat and keys, and her hands were full. And I said, do you need a hand? And she was like, what? And I said, can I help you? Do you need a hand? And she was like, wow, no, but thank you. Wow. And she just seemed so surprised that someone was offering help. And it was another Black woman. And I think she was just shocked that she was even seen by somebody in that moment. Because sometimes we kind of do feel like we're not being seen. When we're in public, people will look right past us. So just acknowledging like, hey, it's another mom. Hey, do you need a hand? And I think she just like melted, like, wow, thank you so much. I got it, but thank you. And who knows, maybe next time if someone offers help, she'll be like, you know what? Yes, I will take it. I will take the help. So yeah.
That's beautiful. I like just got all warm and fuzzy inside and I melted. And who knows, that might have been like the first time as her being a mom that somebody that she doesn't know offered her help. And I appreciate that you do mention that it was another Black mom, because it just goes back to what we're saying. Like, it can be more challenging for us to ask for that help when maybe you didn't see it from, your mom or whomever. So it can be uncomfortable because you didn't see it. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I want to ask this because, you mentioned before we hit record that you have a good relationship with your mom. So do you think because of that, like, that's the reason you're like, so, you want to help other moms because like, did you see your mom doing that? That's what I want to ask.
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot of things. I think I've adopted a lot of my mom's practices. At one point it was, I wanted to dress like I saw my mom dressing, like when she would like go out with her friends and I was a kid. When I started like going out, I was like, I'm going to channel my mom and dress how she used to dress. Now it's like, I think it's a lot of other like, you know, mom things and just compassion. I think she's
Mm.
instilled that in me and I'm living that out now and passing it on to my little one now. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I love that. Like, that is amazing. So, we have just a couple more questions. How have you used yoga to be an amazing mom?
So going back to like what we were saying earlier, being able to pour into ourselves so that we can, you know, pour out to others. You can't, what did it say? You can't pour from an empty cup, is that saying a lot of people
Yeah.
say?
Mhm.
So we're constantly pouring out as moms and being able to have something to go to that I know is going to recharge me so that I can be the best mom that I can be. Something that's going to give me the patience that I need throughout the day because, you know, now she's in the stage where everything, she has to taste it. And
Yeah.
I can't get mad with her because that's how she's exploring. And I think sometimes just reflecting on, you know, all the different stages of life and being able to just be like, okay, this is just the stage she's in now, and being able to be present in that stage and
Mm.
not just like in yoga classes when we're
Mhm.
practicing, I'm like very present in like the move, the motions that we're in at the time, the positions, the different yoga poses, the different asanas we're in. I like to be present in that pose at that time and not like, oh my gosh, how much longer?
Right.
I can't wait to get out of here. And I'm like, no, I'm just in that moment. And I think that's also translating to where I am in motherhood. I'm just soaking up where she is now. I'm not rushing for her to get to the next stage. I'm just enjoying, okay, yeah, she's tasting everything right now, but hey, that's just where she is right now. It's not going to be this way forever. And okay, no, you can't eat that. So let me give you something else that you can put in your mouth. And just being able to um, take those little things from yoga practice and apply it
Mhm.
to like daily life, patience, compassion for ourselves and for others, being present. Yeah.
Mm. That's beautiful. And what I hear you saying is that, you know, there's that saying in yoga spaces where it's like yoga on and off the mat.
Yes.
And so you're applying that. You're applying the yoga on the mat of like, okay, I'm in a pose that I maybe don't quote unquote like, but I'm gonna be in this pose and I'm going to, you know, fully like just breathe into it. And then off of the mat, you know, you're with your child and you're like, okay, let's take that out of your mouth and modify. Like when you said that, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you're modifying, which is what we do in yoga. Let's put
Absolutely.
something else that's safer for you. So there's so many ties with being a yogi, with being a mom, and also like, you know, I know there's that saying a lot of the time where people are like, man, it goes so fast, like when you're raising kids. And I always like with that, I think it's like, well, are you being mindful as a parent? Like, are you really being there? Like Rosemary is really being there as much as she possibly can in that moment when her child may be putting something in her mouth or whatever, and being there and appreciating that moment, because a lot of us, we live on autopilot.
Right.
And with yoga, it teaches us like to not live on autopilot, to like really pay attention to everything. So I really appreciate how you just brought that together.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So is there anything else, you know, before we wrap up this conversation that you would like to share related to being a mom, being a Black woman, being a yogi, like anything else, and healing, anything else?
So I there's not too much new that I want to share right now, maybe in the future, but I
Okay.
did want to briefly, I had already told you this when we first met, that was my first yoga class that I attended since having the baby. So that was major for me. That whole event was just so beautiful, being able to be with other women for the afternoon and have tea and just sit and spend time talking about the yoga class and then like catching up with friends that I hadn't seen
Mhm.
in a while. I was so looking forward to that because I'm usually teaching yoga and I'm usually doing kids yoga. So it was nice, going as a participant, just being there to just enjoy with adults as well. Really, really amazing. And I'm just looking forward to more opportunities to do things like that, making more time to practice yoga with other grown-ups and
Yes.
being able to just be with other women. I think it's really nice meeting other moms and even people who are not moms,
Yeah.
just women in general.
Yeah.
I love just getting to know the different people that are around and seeing what similarities, because we're always going to have something in common with
Yes.
someone that we interact with. So it's really nice to just have those times, just
Mhm.
really refreshing, much needed and refreshing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So what Rosemary is sharing, we had a tea and yoga event at Pretty in Pink tea room located in Apopka, Florida. And she did share that as well at the event. She's like, this is my first yoga class. I was like, wait, what? I was like, we gotta do a video. And she did share that on the video review. And I'm thank you for sharing that again here in this conversation. The reason I got so excited is because there's a couple things with that. I feel like sometimes as moms, you'll hear the word yoga and you're like, cool, like, can I bring my kid? And I'm like, me, and this is what's beautiful. Me and Rosemary, we are both yoga teachers, but we have two different audiences. Me, I'm like, no, nope, you are not bringing the child. You are bringing yourself and you're going to pour into you, right? And I feel like sometimes as moms, like, we don't know, and that's why I asked Rosemary, like, how do you find the time, because there are going to be moms that are watching this like, how do you do that, like, and then like, oh, I guess I could ask this person. Oh, you don't realize that you could ask for help, like, so I'm really glad that you brought that to surface, because the one of the other goals of this, or objectives, whatever you call it, of these conversations, is I just want specifically more Black moms to be practicing yoga. Like, I really want them to use this as a way to if it be heal, or to decompress, or to just be more present in their kids' lives, because that's what yoga helps you with it. Like how Rosemary said, like, I'm able to really focus on my daughter. It's because of yoga that she's able to do that, right? It's one of the reasons. And yeah, so I was gonna say something else with that mom thing and I forget, but I just want moms to make, I don't want you to make an excuse of not putting yourself first. That's also the thing. Like, you have to put yourself first. And once you do that, you're better for everybody. Your
Yes.
kids reap all of the benefits of mommy being well.
Yes. Yep. That is so true.
So before we close, where can people find you? Because like I said, everybody, Rosemary, she does kid yoga. So if you were like, yeah, maybe you're like, no, Lesline, I'm not ready to do it by myself. That is all good. Wrong way. Rosemary, well, she does kids. So please tell people where they can find you, everything.
Yes. So I am on Instagram under Rosemary the Yogi, and you can find me on Facebook as well. Rosemary Johnson. You should be able to find me that way. You could follow there as well. And if you don't have social media really using that too much, you could email me, rosemarytheyogi@gmail.com.
Perfect. So those are all the ways, and I'll have it below in this video of ways that you can contact her. She is in Orlando, so like she's local to me. So for those that are watching locally, and maybe, I don't know, do you offer virtual sessions for families?
Yeah, so I just started teaching some virtual yoga classes. I'm partnering with another company. So I teach yoga at the libraries on Monday mornings and Tuesday afternoons. And I'm doing virtual yoga on Wednesday evenings. And I could give you the link for that if you guys want to sign up for that. That's 1 hour long yoga class. It's really fun. But I just started that one, so that's a new one, but it's a good time.
Good, congratulations. Like it seems like you're getting more opportunities too, and that makes me happy to hear. So yeah, this was wonderful. And like I said, every way you can connect with Rosemary will be below. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next chat.